Hello, all you big, beautiful brains out there. Today, we're going to talk about sleepwalking. Before we get started, take a minute to subscribe to Psy vs. Psy. Help out your friendly neighborhood psychologist while I tell you all about sleepwalking. So, a while ago, I was on TikTok and I saw this video.
Hi, and welcome to Old School Sleepwalking. Woo! Smart. Gold star.
And it made me think, while most of us have heard of sleepwalking, most people don't know much about it, besides that it does make for some very hilarious videos. So, what is sleepwalking? Why do we do it? And possibly the biggest question, should you wake someone while they're sleepwalking? Sleepwalking, or somnambulism as it's more properly called, is a type of parasomnia. Parasomnias are things that happen during our sleep, which most people would find disruptive or even maladaptive to their sleep patterns. While sleepwalking, people can perform routine and sometimes even very complex behaviors, like walking around, opening drawers or windows, taking off or putting on clothing, turning on or off appliances, or even leaving their homes. There's actually been some reported incidences of people driving while sleepwalking. So why is it that some people sleepwalk and others don't? One of the strongest links might actually be genetics. A child is much more likely to sleepwalk if one or both of their parents did as well. Scientists aren't yet claiming that any one gene causes you to be a sleepwalker, but there has been some evidence to show that the gene HLA-DQB1 could be involved in sleepwalking and in some other types of parasomnias. If you've watched our video on the stages of sleep, you know that it's highly likely that our sleep patterns evolved the way that they did because those individuals with beneficial sleep patterns were more likely to survive and reproduce, passing their sleep patterns on to their children. Parents pass their genes on to their children, and so these types of parasomnias could actually be remnants of other types of sleep patterns that were just not as beneficial to survival. But just because you may have a genetic predisposition to sleepwalking doesn't necessarily mean that you will sleepwalk, and there are certain factors that increase your chances. Most adult sleepwalkers report that they sleepwalk more often during times when they are especially stressed or when their regular sleep patterns have been interrupted, like when they're traveling. Another big contributing factor is your age. If you look at the reported rates of sleepwalking in kids versus adults, you find that about 25% of kids are reported to be sleepwalkers, but it's only about 3% of adults. So that means just because you sleepwalk when you're little, you might do it less when you're older. Or it might be so minimal that you don't even notice it at all. So, now the real question. Should you wake a sleepwalker? We all have heard the saying, never to do it, but in reality, it's a little more complex. Most likely, the warning about waking a sleepwalker came from the disorienting effects experienced by the sleepwalker. It would be incredibly strange to fall asleep in one place and wake up in another, and it can leave people feeling confused or scared or mad. So they might react very much not like themselves if you wake them while they're sleepwalking. But you also probably shouldn't just leave a sleepwalker off on their own. Remember, they can perform really complex behavior, which leaves them potentially in a lot of danger, as most people's homes are full of regular objects that could really harm you. Most medical experts recommend trying to guide a sleepwalker gently back to a safe place where you can get them to lie down, as usually people won't get back up once they've lain down again. If you found this video because you think you or someone that you know might be sleepwalking, make sure you see a medical health professional to get help for the specific area of sleepwalking that's giving them trouble, as well as to check for any other underlying medical issues that might be impacting you while you're asleep. If you want to know more about other behavioral conditions and the way that we sleep, make sure you subscribe to Psy vs. Psy so you can get all of our other videos and you can learn all about the science of psychology. Until next time, keep thinking, and I'll see y'all later. Bye. What is she doing? Why is she doing that?
I'm not sure. I have diarrhea.
Oh no, she's back in the plant again.